Here are some sequences that you would not have seen if they had not been filmed. Prepare to be shocked. But before we start, don't forget to click here to subscribe if you like this video and to activate all notifications so you don't miss any of our next videos. Let's get started. You who are a part of the new generation, you are not supposed to see with your own eyes the silverback deer, the species of small Vietnamese deer that, according to scientists, became extinct a good number of years ago. And yet, a hidden camera in a forest of the south of Vietnam proved to us that we could still meet them. What would you do if in the middle of a night of camping, you were woken up by tender claws of a lion? No, I'm not talking about a nightmare. I'm talking about reality. In any case, the campers had the bitter experience, and I believe that they would never be able to sleep again. They wanted adventure, and they got it. In the state of New York, the landowners of Cambridge installed a camera in their woods and were surprised to notice the presence of a little girl that they could not identify. This one had nothing to do all alone in the woods. The mysterious photo had scared the whole town, since a little girl of the same age had once been killed while playing on the railroad tracks, suggesting that this little girl was a ghost. However, the owner of the Greenwich Sky Resort has since come forward to say that he recognized his granddaughter in the photo. Way to go, Grandpa! In Mississippi, a couple had trail cameras set up in the woods near their home in Jackson County, a remote area at the southeastern tip of the border state of Alabama, in an effort to observe deer and fawns in their natural environment. But one evening, their infrared camera captured mysterious lights in the night sky. The images showed deer strolling through the darkness of the night when suddenly the animals were bathed in light, like a laser beam. The images left the couple stunned. They immediately thought it was a UFO, especially since the mysterious object eventually flew away. Baby leopards are felines just as friendly as cats. Well, except for a few fangs. They look like our friends, especially when they play together. They are too crunch, as shown by the images taken by this hidden camera in a forest that filmed them teasing each other innocently. In North Carolina, in a woodland in Hendersonville, a man had fun making a small artificial pond and filling it with water so that the animals could drink. He then installed a camera to see if it worked, and the result was very surprising. Bears, bobcats, coyotes, red foxes, gray foxes, raccoons, hawks, pileated woodpeckers, opossums, all of these animals went to drink from the top of water that the man had installed for them. If these were not real images, we would swear that this was a photo taken straight from an Andersen's tale. You don't have to be a very bad bear to fight wildly. You just have to be a bear. The images of this hidden camera filmed a very violent battle between two bears. Fortunately, there was no living soul next to them. Well, the tree took a bit of a beating. When a pair of hawks can't agree on who will carry the prey to the nest and who will do the dishes afterwards, they decide to fight, even if it means losing some feathers. I reassure you, no one put anything in your juice earlier. You are quite lucid, and like me, you can see a nun dancing with a skeleton in her arms, next to a cemetery in Hull. The video was filmed by a passing motorist in Springbank West. The fake nun was dancing with a model of a human skeleton, playing with the skeleton of a dog. I don't know if it was part of a shooting, but this macabre scene is really chilling. On the images filmed by the surveillance camera, a strange silhouette, reminiscent of a creature on legs, can be seen creeping slowly at dawn to enter the pen of chickens and rabbits. What must it be? Bigfoot may not just be a legend after all, but a real creature. A man living in McDowell County says he's met several people who swear they've captured footage with their cameras of the notorious Bigfoot appearing behind the trees in the forest. And the worst part is that it really doesn't look like he's kidding. For the past few years, several photographs of very mysterious and disturbing clowns have been making the rounds on the net. Some people have fun dressing up as clowns and appearing in front of security cameras, not to entertain the gallery, but rather to give us chills. It seems to have worked. To protect her chickens from the paws of a hungry little fox, Hallie found the solution: install a camera and an application that will sound an alarm when the animal approaches the henhouse. But what a surprise it was when in the middle of the night she woke up to these images. There was definitely a bear trying to open the coop. Here a man wrapped in a kind of sheet started to behave very strangely while he was alone in the middle of a deserted wood. We don't know if he was in his right mind, but his behavior shows otherwise. You knew the puss in boots, now the wolf in boots. The police in Gardner, Kansas were surprised to discover some disturbing but at the same time hilarious images. Those of a man disguised as a wolf, wearing boots with heels, sneaking near the security cameras. The wolf was accompanied by two men dressed as gorillas. There are some who really don't lack air. Who said that animals in the forest live in perfect harmony? Here is proof that there will always be a dictator and a victim, even when one is not the prey of the other. This deer takes great pleasure in disturbing the raccoons that come to drink or hunt in its territory. This is not a spider web you see on these pictures. It's much more intriguing. A video captured by a security camera in Maryland home shows a line of brightly lit orbs drifting over the backyard. It makes you wonder. As it is very rare to meet albino people, it is even rarer to meet albino deer, a species of white deer suffering from leucistism, which gives its natural white color. This white deer has an important role in the mythology of many cultures, and that's why when you see it by chance in the wild, it is fascinating for everyone. Wildlife experts all thought the Zanzibar leopard was an extinct species until they discovered an individual of this species walking around the jungle at night during an expedition. The images captured by the hidden camera shocked them. It is since this unfortunate goat accidentally caught its head in a bucket and could not free itself because its horns were stuck in it that the expression "to make goat" was born. The poor animal must have had a very bad time. No, Dodo does not mean to tell your child that it is time to go to sleep. It's also the name of a bird species thought to be long extinct that has strangely reappeared by chance in the images of a surveillance camera. The Mauritius dodo is an endemic species thought to be extinct since the end of the 17th century, but apparently it still had some business here in our time. In this video, taken by a hidden camera in the woods, a deer was filmed as it had just come out of a good bath, except that when it wanted to shake itself vigorously to dry itself and remove the excess water it had on it, the deer's antlers suddenly came off its head. The animal, who didn't understand what was happening to him, got scared and ran away. When two skunks wake up in the middle of the night because of a small hollow and they catch themselves hunting at the same time, it often ends very badly. These skunks, for example, started fighting when they had decided to go and find something to eat. You have to defend your steak. It's not because he's an animal with big ears who spends his day munching that he didn't notice, as you did, the presence of these strange lights coming from nowhere in the middle of the night. Strange. After finding a strange shelter made of branches in the wood near Crescent Falls, Alberta, in Canada, a man filmed some incredible images, those of a large silhouette similar to that of an animal standing on its two legs. A silhouette that is strangely reminiscent of a large beast known to a local Aboriginal group as the Kiwa Karen, a close relative of the Sasquatch, the latter being reputed to feed on decaying flesh. If it wasn't for the pictures to confirm it, we would have thought it was a lie, but not at all. This video was taken by a surveillance camera in a woodland in Charlottesville, North Carolina. While the landscape appeared to be very quiet, strange silhouettes dressed in colorful fabrics began to parade in turn, crossing the landscape without making a sound. Worse than that, There were even some kind of sheets on the ground, which were like being dragged by someone, except that there was no one there. Unbelievable! Now I understand better where the expression comes from being the butt of the joke. In this video filmed by a hidden camera, a cat was sneaking through the wild grass, watching closely for a turkey, while the turkey was pecking in the dirt. The cat decided to scare or maybe even attack the turkey, and as it jumped on it, the turkey automatically vanished. I guess even cats have their own sense of humor. When you look up to the sky and see a magnificent row of geese or birds flying over the earth, you are amazed by the beauty. So what about this man who managed to film the same images, the same flock, while suspended next to them, on a motorized, ultralight glider? He managed to capture this magnificent and unheard of scene, which could not have been filmed otherwise. I assure you this is no prank. This turkey decided to put on a little piggy face and get a good dirt and sunbath. The camera caught him as he was smearing himself with dirt and flailing around, revealing in the moment. There are days when even turkeys think they are pigs. Well, normally in a zoo, especially at night, all the animals are in captivity in their enclosure. So we have the right to wonder what kind of two-legged creature had passed by the surveillance camera in the Amarillo Zoo in Thompson Park, Texas, in the middle of the night. There can only be two solutions. Either Chewbacca really exists, or it's a smart guy who works at the zoo and wanted to play a bad joke on his colleagues. I would rather believe in the second possibility.